Hey, Jotes here, and in this episode of Breaking Hitman, we're going to Fortuna, Colombia, bringing all 3 targets to a hidden Easter egg area, and using the gun lure glitch, we're going to have them eliminate themselves.
All targets neutralized.
Now, in order to get everything to work correctly, you need to have the right disguises, the right items, and do the right steps to activate the Easter egg, and you need to know how to do the gun lure glitch. I'm going to show you that shortly, but first I need this shaman disguise.
There you are. Where'd you go?
Had to change into something more comfortable.
The first step of the journey is to start at the shaman hut, head halfway through the village where we have a stash point for our calmer, and then on the other side of the village is an orange hut. The golden idol is a key item we need in order to make the Easter egg work, but the developers did something insidious. They programmed 2 different actions for the door, one opening it with a key and without. When you don't use a key, the idol disappears. But if you look at the code, the idol that we see is actually called Item Art Golden Idol. That means that it's fake, it's a placeholder, you can't interact with it. You need the key to open the door so the real one spawns. Luckily, the guy who carries the key spawns right outside the hut, so I use the calmer that I got to tranquilize him, pick up the key, and now I have access to the golden idol no problems, going on to our next destination. Starting from the gold idol, I have to travel to the back of Fortuna, stopping to get some coins along the way, where there is a cave system full of Aztec ruins. Wait! Before I shoot those guys, they have something important to say.
There has got to be a secret door. I can feel it.
If there was, don't you think we'd have found it?
No, it's because we're looking in the wrong places. There is a reason why they call it a secret door. And when I find it, I'll be rich.
Oh, yeah. The secret treasure. What are you, 7? Jesus, get a life. I'm gonna go do my rounds.
Whatever, man. Don't come running to me when a giant boulder is rolling down towards you.
What those 2 guards were hinting at is the second part of the Easter egg. You have to take the gold idol and put it in the wall right here, but there's a developer trick. If you try to put the gold idol in the wall with any disguise but the shaman disguise, it doesn't let you. Why we got the disguise in the beginning. That opens up the secret door that I will be back to later, but first I gotta take out this guard, I gotta take out the hippo guy, I have to make the hippo happy. The hippo doesn't like freeform jazz. Okay, now the hard part begins. I'm done with the Aztec ruins for right now, but I have to head over to the cocaine fields where Jorge is playing Angry Birds instead of tending to his crops. Come on. Now's a good time to introduce the gun lure glitch. Join me as I tell you all about this crazy mechanic. Usually when you put a gun down and an NPC sees it, they report it to the nearest guard. The guard then goes to the gun, picks it up, and drops it off in a safe location. However, if you pick up the gun, as the NPC is about to turn to report it to a guard, that NPC starts following you to the ends of the earth.
You shouldn't be waving your gun around like that, it's very unprofessional.
In fact, the NPCs following you won't really pay much attention to anything else. Dropped weapons, coins on the ground, coins tossed at them. They don't care unless it's a gunshot or something illegal, man. If you change your clothes while they are following you, they report to the pile of clothes that you left.
Don't wave your gun around, you idiot. Hey, careful with that thing.
The goal is to use the gun lure glitch to lure all 3 targets to the Aztec ruins. However, I have to use a different illegal item for each target. The first step is getting Jorge, which I'm using the silenced pistol. I found like this cocaine worker shack, which is the perfect spot. We're getting here just in time, and he's gonna see the gun, go to report it, and we got him hooked. The second target is Rico Delgado, and if you remember, I made the hippo happy, so Rico is going to go check on his hippo, and I'm gonna use the calmer here. He sees the calmer, he goes to report it, and we got him hooked as well. The third target, Andrea Martinez, is on the other side of the map, back in the village. She's in a bad spot right now, but if you notice, I did get spotted by the cameras, so this gives me time to take care of the cameras and then set up Andrea. She eventually goes downstairs to have a meeting, so I'm going to set up a submachine gun here on the windowsill, and she sees it from across the meeting room. We got her hooked as well. Now it's just a long walk back to the Aztec ruins while I got all 3 targets chasing after me. I'm not allowed through the construction site, but there is an alternate path here, which I do love about Hitman. There's lots of alternate paths, lots of alternate routes. It's a fantastic game. So after shooting the log and going across, we end up in the final location to set everything up. We're back at the ruins, but there's also a couple of guards that are following the targets, so I gotta set up a snail here, which will put one of the guards to sleep and set up some illegal items. As you know, the targets won't respond to the illegal items, but the bodyguards following the targets do. So this is a perfect way to delay them so I can get all 3 kills. So let's talk about the weird things going on in this Easter egg room. You might notice that if you're a gamer, or you might be an Indiana Jones fan or adventure movie fan or something like that, there's squares on the ground and you have to walk in a certain pattern of squares. Some squares are booby-trapped. If you step on the wrong ones, then the faces shoot out poison darts at you. You die. That's not very good. We don't want that. You're supposed to figure it out trial and error, or save and reload, save scum. And if you get to the end, there's a dagger. You get a dagger. And a cool little confetti display. The confetti's cool. It has physics. It interacts with 47, bounces off of them and stuff. That's neat, game design-wise. Now, let's say you refuse to pick up the dagger. Well, all the tiles are still booby-trapped. And if you decide to step on any tile without the tie-dye disguise, then they're all booby-trapped. So how are we going to make it through to the end of the room in a mansion guard disguise when every tile is trapped? Well, I don't know if it was like this in Hitman 2, but if you just hug the wall here and run straight through, you make it without dying pretty easy. And for the final step, I just wait. I don't want to pick up the knife because that disables all the traps, and I want Jorge, Rico, and Andrea to come into this room and kill themselves. There is one more weird thing about this room that I forgot to mention. If you're not standing within the zone of those pressure plates, then the traps don't work.
Hey, holster that thing.
Well, that's alright. It actually works out to my advantage because I need to wait for the other 2 to get here, and Rico is the fastest, surprisingly. Then comes Jorge, he's close second, and Andrea likes to take her sweet time. It's just a lot of waiting. And this is where the coins come into play. I need Rico to stay here so his fellow associates can catch up. There are guards following Rico and Jorge and Andrea, but luckily they're stopped by the weapons that we placed at the entrance. And there she is, Andrea Martinez, late to the party, but the goal here is to have the targets kill themselves without me being involved. So I'm going to step into the zone on a pressure plate that's already been stepped on. Rico steps on a plate.
All targets neutralized. This should paralyze the cartel. Excellent work, 47. Now head for an exit.
We've got all 3 targets to eliminate themselves in a way that should not be possible. Santa Fortuna, completely broken now. Gun lure glitch, completely broken. This is the perfect crime, and nobody can blame the silent assassin 47 himself. It looks like they just stumbled into the ruins and had an accident. Thank you all for watching. If you want to see more maps being broken, please check out the link in the video. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do me a favor and subscribe. I'm not even monetized yet. You could really help me out. Thank you.